Let's talk about plastic, not the kind in your recycling bin, the kind that's overflowing in recycling cans in your beach vacation photos and stuck in your waterways across the country. Here to discuss why your recycling isn't working, what you can do today to help, and ways that we can create lasting action is oceanographer, environmental activist Phillippe Cousteau. How are you?
I'm terrific, James. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So most Americans are trying to recycle. I'm one of them, but the system is failing. Why is that?
Well, you're absolutely right, James. 8 in 10, more than 8 out of 10 Americans are recycling on a daily basis. They care about this issue. The plastic pollution crisis is one that's top of mind for so many people across the country. But unfortunately, not all. In fact, a lot of the plastic that we put in those recycling bins ends up in a landfill or ends up in the ocean or in nature, and that's a big problem.
What are some simple, powerful things we could do right now to reduce plastic in our homes and communities?
Well, that's a really important question, James. And the answer is, of course, there are simple things that we can do as consumers. At home, we use reusable bags and reusable water bottles and eliminate single-use plastic as much as possible in the products that we buy. But we also need a national approach to this problem. Okay, we need the system to work better. We need to fix recycling. And so I've joined up with SC Johnson and the Zuzu movement. And Zuzu is the story of an adorable little hermit crab that uses plastic as its shell. And Zuzu is really helping us understand that the system is not working, as I said. And so the answer is a petition to support federal extended producer responsibility legislation. EPR legislation basically means that everybody in the ecosystem, the producers, the corporations that create the plastic, have responsibility for the life cycle of that product. Municipalities and states step up with functioning recycling systems so that the consumers that are doing the heavy lifting right now know that the products will actually be reused and not end up in landfills. So EPR legislation is one really powerful tool. There are various different states that have a patchwork of it. We need a national approach to EPR that will create a consistent level playing field for everybody at the table in order to fix recycling. Places like British Columbia that did this, they took recycling from under 10% to over 75%. So we know EPR works. We need a national approach, and we can take collective action to fix this problem.
So how can we take action at joinzuzu.com?
So all you have to do, go to joinzuzu.com on your phone or on your computer. You can do it in just minutes, even less, in seconds. You can sign a petition to demand that our elected leaders enable and enact EPR legislation at a federal level here in the United States. And that's why I'm working with SC Johnson, which is one of those companies that recognizes they have a critical responsibility here. I've been working with SC Johnson for years, and Conservation International, my organization, Earth Echo, all coming together to then take that petition. It's not just going to disappear into the ether, but to take that petition and drive momentum at the congressional and federal level to create good, solid legislation that will fix recycling.
What leadership role do companies like SC Johnson, organizations like Conversation International, Conservation International, and Earth Echo play in creating scalable solutions across the country?
Well, it's just that. It's about scalability, right? And in the past, it's really been all the onus and responsibilities have been pushed onto the consumer. But companies like SC Johnson recognize that they have a really important role. They can't just create these products and just expect someone else to deal with them. They take responsibility for those products. But we need a level playing field. We need legislation that requires every company out there to do the same thing so that we're all in this together. But we need those companies that advance that legislation. We need consumers like everybody watching and listening to sign this petition to let Congress know that the public wants this. We want to fix recycling. We have a divisive political moment, certainly in this country, but across the spectrum, people agree plastic pollution is a bad thing and we need to fix it. And this is something that can bring us all together. It's something that we can solve together. And that's the good news. And that's what we're here to talk about today.
Now, where can we go for more information?
So joinzuzu.com, Z-U-Z-U. It's the story of that hermit crab. You can watch the short film about Zuzu. It's so inspiring and heartwarming as a film. And then in seconds, you can sign this petition today and make your voice heard. Fix recycling, make it work for all of us, and help combat the plastic pollution crisis that affects all of us every single day.
I've been speaking with oceanographer and environmental activist Phillippe Cousteau. Thank you for joining us on Morning Blend. But more than anything else, I think your background picture says a lot more than anything else. It really
Indeed.
does.
We can solve that problem together.
Definitely. Thank you for joining us on Morning Blend.
Thanks for having me.